Morning to everyone. I am Raju Upadhyay from CIMAGE College, Patna, Department of IT. Today, I'll be talking about type 2 drivers, right, as a part of my JDBC series. So, as a type 2 driver, we are having a driver called native API driver. So, this native API driver is also called a type 2 driver, right? It uses local native libraries which are provided by a database vendor to access their own database. That means at that point in time, all database vendor was created their own database application, and along with the application, they used to create their native API driver or native API libraries, and they used to ship to all the clients who purchases their database. Because that at that era, the Java got popularity. So all database vendors have understood if they are not going to provide a facility to connect with their database of Java application, so people will not buy the database created by the certain vendor. So that is why that was a compulsion by the database vendor to create this native API libraries, and they were shipping along with the database. So JDBC driver basically maps JDBC call to the native method calls, which are further passed to the local native CLI. CLI stands here for call level interface, and this interface consists of set of functions which was written in C programming language in order to access any kind of database, right? Because C was that time also it was popular. Today also it is very much popular because it directly deals with the database, it directly deals with the hardwares, right? Because it has the feature of C programming, right? In order to use type 2 driver, CLI needs to load it onto the client computer. So in every client computer, the CLI must be loaded. That means as a CLI, that what we talked about, the various kind of C programming functions that has to be loaded. Now, there is a benefit of having this particular type 2 driver that is called native API over JDBC ODBC bridge driver. In the JDBC ODBC bridge driver, we know that Java application cannot communicate with the JDBC driver. So in order to make it communicatable, there was a JDBC ODBC bridge driver required. So one extra layer was there. But here in the type 2 driver, the extra layer which was there in the JDBC ODBC bridge driver, such kind of layer is not available out here. Right. That is why, as a result of this, this driver has a better performance than your JDBC ODBC bridge driver, which we had as a type 1 driver, and usually used for network-based applications. So here, the major difference between the type 1 and type 2 driver is your type 1 driver was specialized for the application which is standalone. That means there was no networking support at that point in time. But after some time, there was a concept of networking. So networking concept has emerged. So that is why in order to have the networking, there was a concept of client, there was a concept of server. So in order to make the client connected to the server, so this new kind of driver got released, right? That is called native API driver. So as in the picture you have seen, okay, the picture which I have shared on your screen, you must have seen your Java application interacts with the type 2 driver that is called JDBC driver. It interacts to your database, native database libraries, right? It interacts with the native database library, and native database library basically converts the user request into the form what database can understand. The requested form is sent to the database for the processing. Once it is getting processed from the database, right? So request comes from the Java application to the type 2 JDBC driver. Then it goes to that SQL statement goes to the native database library. Native database library, it converts it into the form that database can understand. Now it is getting processed by the database. The processed output is sent back to the native database library for the conversion, what the Java application can understand. And then again, request is sent back to the type 2 JDBC driver, and it finally assures the data is converted into the form of Java object, and then it given to the Java application for further manipulation. I hope this is clear to all. So this is all about my type 2 driver, JDBC driver. So I'll be coming with the further type 3 and type 4 driver in the next video. And wait till then, and I'll be coming shortly with that particular video. Thanks for watching this video again.